Burn the ships behind you. There is no turning back. Strap in, because we're going on a journey together on this edition of the Daily Dose of Dave on the Inside BS channel. Hey now, I'm Dave Lorenzo. I'm the Godfather of Growth, and I am fired up today because we're talking about commitment. This is what separates the winners from the losers. This is what makes all the difference in the world. And when you combine this with consistency, you become unstoppable. This is about dominance. If you're not on board for this, you need to stop this now. Get out, unsubscribe, hit eject. Because we are here today to talk about what separates those who do from those who watch. It's all about commitment. I first discovered this 25 years into my career when I decided that I was going to give a try, I thought, to doing stand-up comedy. I thought, hey, it looks like it could be fun. I speak in front of people for a living. I get up in front of people and I teach them stuff and they decide to work with me, and that's going okay. So I thought, hey, I'll try stand-up comedy. I write a few jokes, go to a couple of bars, tell some jokes, people will laugh, all fun and games. Well, I show up for the first time that I'm going to do open mic night with some jokes that I thought were pretty funny. And I get up there and it's a mess. And so I go to the bar and I sit down, and a guy who is serious, who is destined to be a working, paid comedian, and is today, 10 years later, a working, paid comedian, gets up there, and in front of 9 open micers and about 25 drunks, proceeds to put on a show as if he's in Radio City Music Hall or Carnegie Hall in front of 15, 20,000 people. And he is engaged and he's playing with the audience and he's giving it everything he's got. And I was just in awe of this guy in this crappy dive bar in Palm Beach County, Florida, giving it 120% at 11:30 at night on a Tuesday. And he got off stage and I introduced myself to him, and I found out that this is what he did, that he spent his days writing jokes and his nights trying them out, and that he wanted to be a successful stand-up comic. And I said, what you did up there, I said, regardless of whether people laughed or not, you were really into it. And he looked at me and he said, that's the name of the game. He pointed me to the Rocky movie, I believe it was Rocky 3, with Mr. T and with Hulk Hogan at the beginning. And at the beginning of the movie, Rocky decides he's going to fight Hulk Hogan, who plays a wrestler. He's a wrestler in real life, but he plays a wrestler in the movie. And it's boxer versus wrestler. And they decide they're going to do this match for charity, and Rocky thinks it's all fun and games. And Hulk Hogan comes into the ring, and he's fired up, and he's a monster, and he tries to destroy Rocky. And after it's over, Rocky says, hey, let's get a picture together. And he said, you were really serious out there. And Hulk Hogan looks at him, and he said, that's what it's all about. And it's that commitment, that dedication that my now friend showed in the stand-up club that introduced me to this concept. It's that dedication, it's that commitment that makes all the difference in success versus failure. And I had been exhibiting that commitment every time I had been successful in the past, but I didn't realize that I was exhibiting that commitment because I was just doing what came naturally because I really wanted something. When I demonstrated that commitment, I really wanted the success in that area. And I'm talking now about sports. I'm talking about in sales. And I didn't realize that I had demonstrated that level of commitment with intentionality. So now I understand that if I want to be successful in everything, all I got to do is bring that level of commitment. And that commitment is made up of two things. This is your recipe. If you want to be successful, if you want to build a $100 million business or a $200 million business, you need to bring intensity and dedication. That's your recipe for commitment. So everything you do for your business, whether you're writing an article or delivering a speech or jacking up pallets in your warehouse to move them from one area to the next, you bring that level of intensity. That's commitment. You're destined to be successful. In sports, you bring that level of intensity to practice, it will translate into a game. You see it from me in this show. I'm here every day at 6 a.m. and I'm bringing this level of intensity. I am destined to be successful with this show. Nicola and I will be successful with this show. We will be successful in our business because we're bringing this level of commitment to everything we do. You heard us last year talk about an opportunity we had. We were invited to speak at an event, and we were speaking with two people who don't speak very often. And so what we did was we prepared the talk, the four of us. It was an integrated talk where we each did a part. We prepared the talk. We rehearsed it for weeks and weeks and weeks in advance. Other people went up on the stage after having just connected with the people they were speaking with for the first time. We went and rehearsed for 4 weeks and brought a significant level of intensity to our preparation. We brought that intensity to our rehearsals. We did a walkthrough and a sound check the day before, and nobody else did that. That level of commitment is what enabled us to bring the house down when we spoke. That's what you do with everything. And if you do it in your business, you are destined to be successful. I'll give you some examples from your everyday life. If you are going to work out and you go to the gym and you just go through the motions, you put weight on the bar that's enough for you to do an infinite amount of reps, 30, 40, 50 reps, and you do that. It's not going to have the same effect as if you work out with weight that is 80% of your personal best. If you work out with 80% of your personal best on the weights and you work out to the level of muscle failure each time, maximum intensity, fully committed, you'll be successful. You'll get the growth in your muscles that you desire. I'll give you another example, and this one is from sales. You can make ho-hum sales calls, leaving voicemails 90% of the time, or you can push yourself to call double and triple the number of people until you get 50 people on the phone and get 5 appointments from those 50 people. And you change your approach each time, delivering maximum intensity. This expression, burn the ships behind you, comes from the Spanish conquistador Hernán Cortés when he landed in Mexico in 1519. He shows up in a new world where he had never been before with boats full of men. And he says, we're going to settle this new world and we're going to live here. We're going to build a life here. And this is going to be our land. And the men are grumbling. They're homesick. They're upset. He wants to make sure, Hernán Cortés wants to make sure there's no going back. So what does he do? He burns the ships behind him. So his men would have to be successful. You want to be successful in business. You want to be successful as an entrepreneur. You're listening to this and you're trying to grow your sales. Be relentless. Be a savage in your pursuit of your knowledge, of your skills. Gain the experience and apply your talent with full intensity. That's commitment. And when you apply that commitment on a consistent basis, you are destined for success. The last point I'm going to make about this is not just that this is important for you in everything that you do, providing maximum commitment, delivering with maximum intensity and dedication. This makes you unstoppable. If you think you have competitors and you provide maximum commitment to everything you do, and you do it consistently, you will dominate your market. If you have failed to be successful and you know you have talent, it's because of the lack of commitment to the things that need to be done, to the little things that need to be done every day. That lack of commitment is what's holding you back. If you want to dominate, you can do it regardless of what's happened in your past. The future is right in front of you, and you can seize it if you approach it with maximum commitment, maximum intensity, and you do it consistently. The expression that I've heard great sports coaches say over and over again is, there's a million excuses, but not one reason. Because you have the ability, you have the desire. Well, that's the question, isn't it? Desire equals commitment. Desire will force you to bring the intensity. And if you're committed, you're unstoppable. This is your Daily Dose of Dave. I'm the Godfather of Growth, Dave Lorenzo. I'll be back here with you tomorrow at 6 a.m. Until then, here's hoping you make a great living and live a great life. Thanks for listening to this edition of the Inside BS Show. My name is Dave Lorenzo. If you'd like to apply to be a part of our community, please join us by completing your application directly with me on the phone. You can call me at 786-436-1986, 786-436-1986. I can't wait to speak with you. Join us by calling me today.